My channel, Vibe Nation Tarot. It's your girl Asia, and I am here to bring you guys a message. This message may or may not resonate with everyone watching. Please use your discernment when watching tarot. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for your likes, comments. All right, collective, let's see. What messages does Spirit want us to know? Benevolent ancestors, Holy Spirit, universal spirit guides. Clear and concise message. Let's get a couple of oracle messages to start out. Peace, fam. Peace. I hope you guys are having a good start to your week. Benevolent ancestors, Holy Spirit, universal spirit guides. Clear and concise messages for the collective. Give it time. Ain't nothing like a little bit of patience, right, collective? It says everything in divine timing, let things flow. I got no, divorce, and pets. No, it's not the right time. Divorce, experiencing a breakup. And pets. Getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love. I don't know why that pet energy, it just throws me off sometimes. I got caution at the bottom of the deck. Find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. When I think about this pet energy, hey, Kesey, I think about somebody here who could be following you or who could be like, I don't want to say obsessing, but literally both of my dogs are in here. Like they followed me into the room when I started this reading. So like you could be telling me somebody is like just following your every move, but something tells me that you still need space, you still need time, you're still healing, recovering from something here. You could be telling me that you went through a breakup with somebody, a divorce here, and it's just not the right time to really be friendly. I feel like I'm talking to somebody here. You definitely are detached, and you may have a good reason. We can ready to find out though. Clear and concise message. What does the collective need to know? Why is give it time here? Everything in divine timing. Let things flow. You could be telling me that there's somebody that wants to reach back out to you from the past. They may be wanting to reconcile, but you're just like, no. No. Two of Swords in the reverse. Ten of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I feel like this is this person's energy. Collective, you could be telling me that somebody really acted selfish towards you. This breakup, you know, is like an opportunity for you to regain your power. Because somebody here was really greedy, really overbearing. That's what I'm getting with this King of Pentacles. They don't have to be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They could be any sign, and this could be a woman in masculine energy. Put it however it resonates. But I feel like whenever you were experiencing difficulty, it was hard to make a decision to let go, because family was family is a priority to you. You know, especially if you were married to this person, you have children with this person. So it wasn't simple. It wasn't easy for you to make a decision just to break up, because it's like you considered your home, your family. But you definitely could be telling me if somebody here was acting selfishly, and something tells me that that was a deal breaker. What's this Two of Swords in reverse? I got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with the King of Swords, and yeah, the Magician. Yeah, something about this situation tells me that somebody was being very manipulative. You could be telling me you were dealing with a narcissist or somebody with narcissistic tendencies. They wanted to have all the power, have all the control. It's like you are realizing this, but at the same time, you still have family to raise, or you still have responsibilities, or, you know, this really threw a wrench in the plans. Does that make sense? What's this King of Pentacle energy? Whoever this person is, they don't have to be a air sign. It could be any sign. This could be a woman in masculine energy. Yeah, this person kind of left you no choice or no option. You had to make a decision in order to move forward. Because there's just something about, you know, this person's energy. They wanted to be in control, or they wanted to have all the power. And I feel like that left you at a crossroads. I'm seeing the Chariot. Cancer energy. You're moving forward irregardless. But again, I just feel like this wasn't an easy decision to come to. Yeah, you recognize that this connection was just growing more and more toxic. There was some sort of toxic pattern that you couldn't see yourself repeating. Capricorn energy is here. Yeah, this person, I don't know. The more you stuck around, the more this person felt empowered to be narcissistic. You know, you could be telling me this person treated you like you would never leave. And not to mention the fact that this person, they weren't going to change. As long as you stayed there, or as long as you allowed them to treat you any kind of way, there was no incentive for this person to change. So I feel like things just grew toxic, more and more toxic over time. So anyway, let's see. Plain and concise message. Give me more about this. I just feel like there's something about divine timing. Everything in divine timing. Let's see. Somebody here, you had to be patient. You couldn't just walk away. It wasn't that simple. Yeah, but I see health here. I'm sorry. Somebody here, you could be telling me that over time it started to affect your health. You know, you could be suffering from anxiety. High levels of anxiety because of the way that this person was just so controlling. Something about I'm sorry. I don't know if this is you saying this about the situation, like, I'm sorry, but I gotta go. I also feel like this is what you're owed. You are owed an apology. Give me more. You deserve an apology. Secret. There's something that I'm holding back, and negative. You could be telling me that you had to keep certain things a secret. Like you may have had to bottle up a lot of your feelings as time went on. You could be telling me that you come to realize that this person held back a lot of secrets. Anyway, whatever the case may be, I got negative here. And it says, I'm hiding true intentions. I don't actually care about your well-being. Yeah, the more you notice this person's behavior, the more you started to see that this person really just didn't care about you. It was more of an obligation that you were present. You were present because there were obligations. Like I said, there could have been a family, children. But at the bottom of the deck, I do see growth here. So again, with the Chariot, I feel like I'm talking to somebody here. You made the decision to move forward, but it took time. Growth. I will ignite and spark inside you, inspiring greater depth and expansion. Something about this situation, it kind of forced you to grow, collective. Why is no here? Now is not the right time. What is this? We got the Six of Pentacles, the Emperor. The Knight of Swords. Now, the Six of Pentacles could represent how, you know, the desire for peace, the desire for harmony between you and this person. I don't know, it just seemed impossible. It just seemed like this person was set in their ways with this Emperor energy. Somebody here could be of an older age. But I definitely am picking up on this person just being set in their ways. Like, there is no changing this person. There's no convincing them that they need to change. They have to want to do this. So it's, you know, it was, again, I just feel like something about this situation kind of forced you to have to take action. You could have been telling this person no, or there's something about no as a complete sentence. I feel like eventually that's what this all boiled down to. A no. No, I'm not going to continue this pattern. No, I'm not going to continue this cycle with this person. They don't want to change. They're refusing to change. And in order for you to have peace restored, in order for you to have harmony, you had to make a decision. I just feel like somebody here, they forced you to have to choose yourself. Does that make sense? They forced you to choose yourself. Yeah, I'm seeing the Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is about you finding emotional stability. This was too much of an emotional roller coaster, emotional ups and downs. Like, I feel like I'm talking to somebody here. It was hard for you to focus. This was emotionally overwhelming because this person was just, I don't know, it's like they were out of control. Their ego was out of control. I got an Aries, Leo, Sagittarian energy, a fire sign. Somebody here was just, they wanted things their way. So eventually, collective, I'm seeing this divorce energy. I'm seeing this breakup energy here. So give me more about this. Like I said, over time, you just had to do what made more sense. This Ten of Swords in the reverse represents self-sabotage. It would be self-sabotaging to continue to stay in a cycle with someone, because instead of them going in the right direction, they seem to be gravitating more towards being out of control or going down the wrong path. Their ego just got out of control. And I feel like you weren't willing to sacrifice yourself for this. Yeah, heartbreak is here. You could be telling me that this person, they involve third-party energies. This was heartbreaking, sad. There's sadness and the Empress. But look at how you have evolved. But look at how much you've changed. You've grown. I feel like somebody here, you were forced to value yourself. You were forced to, like I said, discover your worth, your value. Like, you were forced to take action, a more positive action. It feels like you had to find your independence, take back your power. And this wasn't easy. Give me this Ten of Swords in the reverse, this self-sabotaging energy. It's like you couldn't no longer lie to yourself. Yeah. I just feel like you had lost a sense of control over yourself. Like, I don't know, you could call it like losing yourself in a relationship. And, you know, I just get that somebody here, you really, how do I want to put this? You really tried to hold in there as long as you could. But unfortunately, change is inevitable, right? I'm seeing the Tower in reverse. Aries, Scorpio energy. In the reverse, this could signify how fearful this change was. You know, just to think about it. Just to contemplate. What am I going to do if I walk away? How am I going to start over again? Just certain questions that sometimes you didn't want to look at. You didn't want to face. But then at the same time, it's like, if you didn't face those questions, you stay in this sabotaging cycle. You stay in this cycle where this person continues to have control over you, take your power away from you. That's what I'm getting. What's this pet's energy? For somebody here, it was difficult because you didn't want to have to separate from your pets. Some of you have a deep attachment to your pets. But something just, I don't know, somebody was treating you like a animal, a companion. I don't know how to put this. This card, like I said, it really throws me off. When it comes out, I have a hard time with this. Somebody treated you like they were your pet. You were their pet. Give me more for this. Four of Pentacles. Just very stingy, very selfish. Yeah. And they were hiding secrets on top of that. Like, they didn't value you. And I know a lot of times a lot of people value their pets almost as much as family or people. But something tells me that this isn't that type of person. Like, this person, how do I put this? Like, this person could have a sense of arrogance where they feel self-entitled, or they feel like they look down upon other people. I don't know how to put that. I also feel like somebody here could have been trying to use pets as a way to hurt you. That's not going to be for everybody. But knowing how much affection and love you have for your pets, and this person played mind games with that, or they tried to manipulate things using the pets. Like I said, this pets card always throws me off, collective. I'm trying my best with that one. Anyway, I get the Four of Pentacles as like a hoarding or being stingy, being greedy, not wanting to share. The Seven of Pentacles and the Moon in reverse. I definitely get that this person was starting to they were breadcrumbing you. Ain't no starting. They weren't invested in supporting you emotionally. I don't know, it just feels like things just became a routine. You know, certain things were expected. Every day it was the same old routine. You know, nothing changed. You still felt devalued, but yet somebody still expected you to invest. Somebody still expected you to put in. Does that make sense? Like, I'm looking at this Seven of Pentacles. Also, the Seven of Pentacles could represent your patience. Whoever I'm reading for, you had a lot of patience. But you kind of didn't have a choice. You could be reflecting. Because I'm seeing the Seven Pentacles could be a time of reflection. But also the Moon in reverse. Thank you for the gifts. The Moon in reverse. Pisces, Cancerian energy. There's definitely some reflection going on here. Give me more for that. Maybe reflecting and seeing the things that maybe you missed, or I get that there was more exposed to you. You know how you read a book, but then you go back and read it again, and it's like you get more the second time you read it, or you watch a movie and you watch it again and you're seeing more that time that you didn't see the first time. It's sort of like that. I got Temperance. Yeah, just how out of control this person made you feel, or how extremely different you and this person are. That's what you were starting to see as you reflected over the past. Or I just get that the moon is exposing something. You could be telling me that this past full moon in Taurus really illuminated to you the things that were, how do I put this? Like, the things that maybe you refused to see, or, you know, sort of how you were accepting. I don't know how to put that, fam, but I just feel like this is helping you in your growth. It's helping you in your growth. I just saw the King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Something tells me that you cared for this person. You cared at one point. The Page of Pentacles, yeah, you also realize that this person really doesn't have nothing to really offer you. Like, they don't add any real value to you. You know, if anything, I feel like this person brings you more problems, or this person, they lack the ability to help than anything. Like, this could be somebody who is an underachiever, or somebody who is a poor planner. Give me more. Something tells me that over time things just got worse. But you're seeing that now. There's so much that you're learning from this. So much experience and knowledge that you're getting from this. It really feels like this person treated you like you was one of their why do I want to say that that's how this person treated you, like you was some kind of like damn. Like when I think of pets, I love my pets. So I don't know, this is so hard for me. Maybe this person felt like you were like a nuisance at times, but then at the same time they felt obligated to take care of you. What's this caution? This has caused you to really start putting more emphasis in protecting yourself, protecting your heart. Objectified. I like that word, objectified. Thank you for that, Mia. You really had to learn this lesson in protecting, having boundaries, or protecting your health and your heart. I'm seeing the heart and the plus sign as like, this was so unhealthy, especially with the devil coming out here, negative is here. Like, this kind of love, it was just so toxic. It's poisonous to your heart health, your emotions, just your whole overall well-being. You said treating you like a dog. See what I'm saying? Like, but what is, I guess for people like me who are dog lovers, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to understand that, but I get it, right? Because I remember back in the day when people didn't consider their dogs like they do now. Like back in the day when I was young, dogs stayed outside. You know, they stayed outside for the most part. Like the dogs that I grew up around, they stayed outside all year long. You know, you went out, you fed them, you treated them for fleas and ticks, you made sure that they were healthy, you took them to the park, let them run around, or I don't know. Most of the time I saw dogs on chains. You know, but that are childhood memories that I have, and it was the normal. You know, so I get it. When you said this person treated you like a dog, I can revert back to that time when things were different, how we treated our animals or our pets. Now, you know, people take that mess seriously when it comes to pets. But anyway, I just get that this has been a lifelong lesson in teaching you how you have got to really protect your heart and your health. I'm not just saying emotionally, I mean overall, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's like forcing you to recognize how important it is for you to be responsible, take accountability for your own well-being. Does that make sense? Like, you're not for everybody, and you shouldn't allow everybody access to you. That's what this relationship taught you. Give me more for caution. It's like, yeah, somebody here, they really wanted to keep you down. They really wanted to keep you from growing, from ascending, from loving yourself, from achieving your highest potential. This is my crabs in a bucket card, the 5 of Wands, and how unnecessary, I don't want to say unnecessary, but how it's like you had to give people permission to do this. And I don't know how this created some sort of self-sabotaging pattern for you. I hope that's making sense. I feel like you're learning how to choose your battles wisely. You know, moving forward, I just feel like I'm picturing somebody here who is definitely more apprehensive about who gets access to you, you know. And it's not that you want to guard yourself or you don't want to deal with love anymore. It's not that. It's just you learn that boundaries are essential. They're not optional, right? Maybe you're learning how to take your time when it comes to relationships, you know, and slowing down and just, I don't know, seeing a person in all their different seasons, when they're mad, when they're sad, when they're down, when they're up, you know, just taking your time to be able to allow things to flow before making any big decisions or any big commitments. I just feel like somebody here, you learn. You're learning. Yeah, you definitely are letting go. You're letting go. And I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, man, you might love this person. You might love them. You might care about them, but you don't care. Not like you used to care. You know, too much emphasis on caring and sacrificing in order to show somebody else that you care. That ain't it. That's not it. And so I do feel like somebody here has learned the art of saying no. Like, you ain't had no choice. This was detrimental to your health. You have to learn how to say no. Because, you know, this type of energy that I'm picking up on, this heavy manipulation, this narcissism, it will consume you. It's very tricky. The manipulation, the head games, the mind games, the gaslighting, the love bombing, that shit is so tricky. Like, if you're not careful, you know, before you know it, somebody, it seems like they have complete control. They have taken complete control, and you're like, how? How did this happen? Like, and in order to like recover, it's so much more work. It's so much more work involved in that. And not only that, but I feel like once this person realizes that you have changed or you shifted, now you got to deal with this person's anger, or you got to deal with this person's their emotions about it. Because I feel like they definitely are not gonna be cool with that. You know, this is the type of person that they don't like to be rejected. They like to have things their way. So I get the impression that you learned a lot. You learned a lot, collective. Yeah, look at that. Exhausted. Carrying this weight, carrying these burdens was just so exhausting. It drained you. Some of you guys, you really started to look drained. You know, like this person could have stolen your beauty, or you stopped taking care of yourself like you would normally. Yeah, look at freedom. You had to liberate yourself. You had to, like, maybe, like I said, you struggle with how. You struggle with the difficult questions of how, what do I do now? How do I start over? But, yeah, because some of you guys were concerned about this person's anger and how they would respond. Some of you guys, you know, you chose to deal with the exhaustion versus the anger that this person could potentially show you. Because I feel like this person, they do have a short temper, or they, you know, they have a temperament. But I get this unfulfilled energy, and I just feel like whoever they are, I feel like they're never satisfied. So it's kind of like no matter what you did, you could never make them happy. Like I said, this person, they weren't willing to change from this. They wanted to keep you in this kind of cycle. I don't know, is it they harvested your energy through keeping you stressed and weighed down. They harvested your energy. This is why this exhaustion is here. Yeah, just somebody that's just overall hateful. Just a hateful person. Yeah, it says hostile, vengeful, and spiteful. You already know that this person, if you were to tell them no, it would piss them off. You already know that. And I just feel like I'm talking to somebody here. You tried your hardest to avoid that. Especially if you have children. Especially if you have, you know, loved ones that this could affect. I don't know. It's like somebody here over time, they gained so much power over you. They silenced your voice. They silenced your power. I got receptive, open, accepting, and welcoming. Yeah, and they created this environment or this atmosphere where you kind of just accepted things. It goes back to that fight, flight, fawn, or freeze. Somebody here really activated and triggered the shit out of your nervous system. I mean, to the point where you were paralyzed. Not paralyzed, but like, it's almost like Stockholm syndrome to a certain extent. But not really to that level. I don't know how to put it, but after a while, you just recognize that somebody here, they covertly just took control, total control. And, wow. What's amazing to me is how you were able to awaken from this spell and how you were able to overcome this. Like, if you are doing any kind of reflecting or thinking back over the past, you really outwitted this masterful energy. This person, like, they're a master manipulator. That's narcissism. They know the art of manipulation to the T. But something about you observed things to the point where you figured this out, or I don't know how to put this, fam. You figured out how to master yourself. If you couldn't control the circumstances or control this person, you learn how to control yourself. Hopeless. I feel like this is how things dissolved over time. Over time, this person's hateful energy, their manipulation, their coercion, I just feel like it left you feeling hopeless, defeated. That was their objective. But I feel like it didn't happen overnight. Like, it happened over time, and you broke free of the spell. You awaken, or you know, whatever this hypnotizing energy is. I just keep reverting back to the devil. You know what they say about this energy. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Like, the devil is masterful. The devil energy. You defeated the devil. Whoever I'm reading for. That's how powerful you are. You was able to defeat the devil. At your lowest, like, after already feeling defeated, you still had the power and the energy to still, whoever I'm reading for, you are powerful. You really are a powerful person. But like I said, with you learning from this situation, there's lifelong lessons here. And so before anything like this could ever take over you, I feel like you're going to see the signs. You're going to read the energy well before that. You know, like, I don't know how to put that, fam, but I also feel like I'm talking to somebody here. You have cultivated this new sense of peace that you're not willing to risk. You're not willing to let anybody or anything get in the way of that. Like, you've built up this armor or this defensiveness or boundaries. It feels like healthy boundaries to the point where this type of manipulation, this type of toxic relationship, I just feel like you can't see yourself even coming close to this shit again. Yeah, surrender. Wow. First of all, it says, I can release my need to control. Yeah, you know what? I feel like not only did you awaken from this person's manipulation and control, but I also feel like you went through a death of the ego. You know, because to a certain extent, remember how I talked about self-sabotaging? Like, you had to allow yourself to be, I don't know how to put this, but there's a level of you having control in this too at some point. Like, you know how sometimes we see the signs, but we still resist making the necessary changes, or we still resist doing what we're supposed to do? There's consequences that come with that. And something tells me that ultimately you had to surrender, and you had to recognize that, you know, the part that you play. It's like you had to take accountability for some of the decisions that you made, collective. That's what I'm seeing with this surrender energy. Bottom of the deck, I'm seeing love. Something about this situation too, that for some of you, not for all of you, I feel like you feared being alone. So this is one of the reasons why you accepted this to a certain extent. Does that make sense? Like, somebody here really feared being alone, or really feared what other people would think. I don't know why. That was a thing. That was a thing. And that's why I'm saying now you don't care. It's not that you don't have a heart, or you're not empathetic, but I feel like you have, okay, I just saw somebody put in the comments, fear of abandonment. There was a fear of abandonment by people, but now I feel like you no longer fear abandoning. You no longer fear, I don't know how to put this. You no longer fear abandonment for the sake of love. You recognize that this level of fear was causing you to abandon yourself. Anyway, I just see purple, these purple energies. This could be a crown chakra activation. You could be telling me that there was a spiritual awakening. You've gone through a massive awakening. I'm also seeing freedom. The way that you have become more self-aware of yourself and taking responsibility over yourself and your emotions is more powerful, and it feels like complete freedom. I don't know how to put that, but it says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Yeah, it's like you started to realize that the true path to happiness comes from within you. It doesn't come from anybody outside of you. So even if you make a commitment to be with somebody because you fear being alone, that in itself is like kind of like putting yourself in confinement or a self-imposed imprisonment. Something like that, collective. You really have made some massive growth, you know, changes, necessary changes. And I feel like this person, and for some of you, there were a repetitive cycle, same circumstances, different people have really been teachers for you. Thank you so much for the gifts. When you look back over this, you can recognize how people helped you to see where you were limited. Does that make sense? So the abandonment stemmed from the past, but I also feel like the bigger issue was, how did I abandon myself? How have I been abandoning myself? And I see somebody here letting that go. Something about you recognizing that you're never alone. You are never alone. And that's the reality that you've come to. Something like that, collective. I just love how strong you are emotionally. Like, how did you get the strength to wake up, become self-aware, and then discipline yourself? Like, that took a lot of courage and strength. And maybe you didn't recognize or realize how strong you were, but now, and this is another reason why you can say no. This is another reason why it's not hard for you to say no. It's not because you don't care. And it's not because you don't feel unworthy or unlovable. It's because you do love yourself. You do understand what the true meaning of love feels like. To love yourself after everything that you've experienced, to still find love for yourself and to the point where you would face your fears and take risks, even though you may not know where you're headed or how things are going to turn out or how somebody's going to react. That really shows a lot of strength, fam. And that's what I feel like I'm seeing here. Let me get more for the collective. I really feel like you are witnessing your own inner strength and power, and it's liberating, but it also is invoking a lot more confidence. Like you could be telling me that you feel confident about yourself. So let's see. Clear and concise message. What does the collective need to know moving forward? You have a lot to offer. I'm seeing abundance. You're recognizing just how abundant you are. You can do anything, or you're capable of having whatever it is that you want through this experience, seeing yourself fight for yourself or seeing yourself stand in your power. Something about the number 25. Yeah, there was a journey. The labyrinth. A labyrinth is like, it takes you deeper inside or within. And I feel like this journey has done just that. It's taking you to a deeper, it's allowing you to see deeper insights of yourself. I don't know how to put that. I hope that makes sense. Hold on, let me see. Y'all don't understand. I'll be struggling with this sometimes. It's like I can feel the emotion of it, but to articulate it, sometimes it's a struggle. What's this labyrinth? The number 15 could be significant. A journey. You are on your own path, and the labyrinth represents the simple fact that this journey will take you on many different directions. Unlike a maze, the labyrinth, in a labyrinth, there is no dead ends or wrong ways. You will not always understand the route that you're on, but you can either choose to be confused or scared, or see it as an opportunity to learn lessons and discover strength. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? This sign encourages you to embrace where you are on your journey and resist comparing yourself to anybody else. Listen to your intuition and use it as a guidance to face any challenges. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like now that you have seen yourself face this, there's nothing that you can't conquer. There's nothing that you should be afraid of. I don't know, something like that. The gift of the journey is not the destination itself. It is the experiences and the lessons that you learned along the way that have shaped you into the person who is prepared to reach that destination. Like stumbling upon a labyrinth in a park and seeing one incorporated in a logo, this sign is an invitation to embrace the unpredictability of your own spiritual journey and the growth that comes along with it. The additional meanings are a pivotal moment in your spiritual journey. Somebody here could have been going through a Saturn return. These are tough lessons. Major life changes in career and or relationships, and embracing self-discovery. You've been on a journey. And this has been the most important journey of your life. And I feel like you're still on that journey. You're still discovering your inner strengths and your inner potential. This is like one of the biggest ones though, because I feel like you overcoming abandonment, the fear of abandonment, the fear of loneliness is huge. It's huge, collective. Anyway, I feel like you're recognizing just how much worth you have. Like, abundance. You have so much to offer. Okay, it says welcome in abundance because it's yours. The cowrie shell has been used for currency for centuries, and people still adorn themselves with the shell in the form of jewelry and charms. Wealth is coming your way in the form of financial prosperity, leisure time, and peace of mind. And peace of mind. You might receive an unexpected windfall you may be receiving an unexpected windfall, begin a fulfilling romantic relationship, or gain support from someone with valuable resources and connections. I feel like this is because you leveled up to a whole new frequency. And in this frequency, you are able to attract things that are on that same wavelength, like higher level love, higher level opportunities. You're now in alignment to receive that, or whereas before you hadn't reached that potential within yourself. You were still dealing with low vibrational energies. I don't know how to put that, but I hope that made sense. Like, this is why you're noticing that you are a manifester, that you do manifest your own reality. You made a choice to ascend when you took a risk and walked away from your issue, your abandonment issues, your fears. Does that make sense? It says your ability to manifest is heightened. So it's important to believe you are worthy of your desires. Remember, your hard work has not been in vain, and the abundance coming towards you is well earned. The cowrie shell also speaks of fertility and creation. So be ready for gifts from the universe. This is a fertile time. This is your harvest season. And it's literally right in time at the same time as fall. This is your harvest season, fam. I mean, you are letting go of things that no longer serve your needs at all. You're letting go of people, places, things that don't matter anymore. And again, it's because you don't care, but you do still care. Does that make sense? Like, you haven't changed. You've just changed the things that you once thought you needed. That's what I'm seeing. I want to take a message from the Guided Light from Shavi Zane. I'm going to take a message from here. We're going to look at message 25. Since the cowrie shell, the abundance energy, is represented by the number 25. Let's just see what we get. Let's see. This is the perfect moment to prioritize yourself after dedicating so much time and energy to supporting others' dreams and desires. You are no longer losing yourself by trying to hold on to people who didn't reciprocate your support. As you nurture yourself holistically, you recognize the importance of protecting your energy and establishing healthy boundaries. Fam, that is resonating. Okay. Wow. You are no longer shouldering the burdens and traumas of others. Instead, you are focused on becoming the best version of yourself. Exactly. This commitment enables you to grow and attract like-minded individuals who contribute positively to your life without draining your resources. I told you. That's confirmation. Thank you, Shavi. I am so in love with this book. Wow. Who would have known that that would have been in synchronization with this reading? Does that make sense? Synchronization? I don't know. It's Mercury retrograde, y'all. I'm liable to say some old off-the-wall shit. But as I continue to struggle with articulation, I will too master this. Okay? So I'm not worried about that. Let's get some more oracle messages. I got embrace your alone time. Now you're no longer running away from being alone or feeling lonely. You're embracing it. Like, it's such a peaceful place to be. It's such a peace of mind type of energy. Like, you're unattached. You're unbothered. You're able to create. You're able to focus. It says, learn to love your own company instead of expecting somebody else to make you happy. Wow. Ugh. It's this message for me. Clear and concise messages. Baby, this thing resonates. Ooh. Ugh. The path to inner peace. The path to inner peace. If you are not at peace with yourself, nothing you attract will bring you peace. Check your vibe. Wow, fam. You have an important mission. Your soul has an important mission to fulfill in this lifetime. Search within and you will discover your mission. And that's exactly what I feel like you're doing. You're on this journey of learning yourself. Does that make sense? Like, yeah. And then we got what you allow. What you allow will continue. What you allow will continue. Your boundaries are currently being challenged so that you may learn the art of saying no. Didn't we have a card that said that? Wow, collective. Your boundaries are currently being challenged so you may learn the art of saying no and remember your power. Invest wisely. Invest your attention into things that support, nurture, and challenge you in a healthy way to help your soul bloom. And that's exactly what I feel like you're doing. I freaking love this energy. I do. Congratulations to whoever this is resonating with, okay? Because, baby, this self-mastery, it's important. It's important. Being able to master your emotions, too. Oh, my gosh. Isn't that one of the principles of power? Isn't that the main principle of power? Is being able to master one's emotions. Very concise message. Okay, let's see. It's very important that you be able to control that. You cannot allow other people to dictate your emotions. Justice. I love it. Justice is served. Somebody here could be a Libra. You can have Libra in your chart. The right decisions will be made. And any injustices will be settled. Truth will be at the heart. Open portal. Okay, so tomorrow is the 11/11 portal. That energy could be opening up now, but it will be heightened by tomorrow. It's something about new opportunities. It says doors are opening for you. This is a time when you can achieve a lot and make big changes. Sly and subtle. You could be telling me you're keeping your moves hidden, especially away from the people who have been like snakes in your life. You're not only, this is a part of the boundaries that you're learning. Like you have to be, you have to move in silence, fam. It's not being secretive, but it is. You're doing this in order to protect yourself. You have to. Capricorn energy, the devil, because you have to protect yourself from this toxicity. It says discipline, seriousness, and hard work. What you desire requires hard work and sustained effort. It will not be an easy path, but you will gain wisdom. Somebody here could be an Aquarius. I got risk and reward, treasure chest. Yes. There's something about you taking this risk to step out of your comfort zone. This shit was uncomfortable as hell. To walk away from somebody that you cared about, to step away from something, it was a risk, but it unlocked a lot of your hidden potential. It's allowing you to see how truly amazing you are, how truly strong you are. You had to take a risk. Okay, so I'm trying to work on my time management, okay? Because I be doing these long readings. I do want to get another oracle message. Where is that deck? Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's get one last oracle message to close out this reading. Oh my goodness, healthy boundaries come through, spirit. Okay. Healthy boundaries. Ooh, and my favorite card in this deck. Again, I feel like I'm talking to somebody here. You no longer care like you used to. Nice. I love this right here. Just like this. I love this right. This says it all. This is what you worked so hard for. This is what you, like the card said, nothing you did went in vain. Nothing you went through was in vain. Wow. Somebody here could be 52. Somebody here could be born on the 25th of a month. Why do I want to leave that right there? Why do I want to leave that right there? Healthy boundaries. It is okay to have deemed it necessary to set any particular boundaries in your relationships, especially when you feel like you could trust the person to not make you feel uncomfortable. For some of us, lack of personal space and respect has been ingrained in our system since childhood, possibly by our parents or the environment we grew up in. But don't beat yourself up about it or feel guilty. What has transpired is partly responsible for making you the person who you are today. Take all the patience, acceptance, and compassion that these experiences have taught you with you on your journey, even if you are now changing things up for the better. Keep reminding yourself that boundaries are necessary for any healthy relationship, both platonic and romantic. If someone is unwilling to accept your personal limits after you respectfully explain them, you might seriously want to consider how healthy having this person in your life truly is. Yeah, I just feel like I'm talking to somebody here. Never again. It won't go down like this ever again. Nobody will ever have the opportunity to make me feel like a pet or a dog or whatever that pet energy, whatever that was, it will never happen again. And that's the value of learning lessons. That's the value of failure. That's the value of making mistakes. What's the 0 F's given? My favorite card in this deck. It's my favorite. 0 F's given. If you found yourself holding back from expressing your sincere thoughts, then this is for you. If you were too afraid to wear an outfit out of fear of what others might think or say, then pay close attention to this card showing up for you. You have one shot at this thing called life, and your guides urge you to do it right. Besides, if you think back on your life, would you want to feel any regrets because you cared too much about what someone might say or think? What would you say to someone who spent their entire life caring so much about how other people perceive them that they never got to live their life fully or be themselves? Most importantly, would you be okay with being that person? The answer is more likely a big no. And that is precisely why you must stop giving a fuck about what others might think and start to care about how you want to live, feel, and embrace yourself. Fulfill your expectations first. Let me repeat that for the ones in the back didn't hear that. Fulfill your expectations first instead of chasing someone else's. The world would be a better place if more people felt empowered to make themselves proud than caring about the judgment of others. Wow, collective. Thank you for the gifts. If you have been made fun of or belittled for your appearance or speaking your mind, you know how deep these incidents can cut into the tissue of your confidence, especially if invalidation has been consistent and ongoing, such as with a close friend or a family member. Just being yourself can feel like a crime. You've learned that it's best to tuck your true self away into a safe space. That way you won't get hurt. But in this tiny box is not where you are meant to reside in the long run. Other people's words can only hold you back for so long. You are building your heat like a volcano that's ready to erupt. And when you do, there will be no going back. No more caring about what society's expectations might be or whether your choices in life are in line with the expectations of those around you. There's no point in putting any thought into it. There's no point in giving a fuck, especially if it costs you your peace and sanity. Wow, what a powerful message. I get to that there's somebody here, you're being encouraged to share your testimony or to at least find your voice and say what needs to be said in this next chapter of your life. There is no more fear over speaking your truth. Okay, collective, that has been your reading. I hope this message brought you clarity and confirmation. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your subscriptions. Don't forget to hit that like button. I do offer personal readings. If anyone is interested in a personal reading, you can go to my website, vibenationtarot.com. Please be aware of any fake accounts, anybody jumping into your DMs, trying to solicit for money. That's not me. So you can kindly ignore that, or you can report it. It's up to you, but I never reach out to anybody. But thank you guys so much. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you again soon, collective. Take care. Peace.